It is a rainy, overcast day, so it's actually the perfect lighting to do a garden tour. I've gotten some weeding done, some weeding still needs to be done, but we will take a quick look at what it looks like with some of the weeds knocked down, and you can actually see it. Depending on how much it starts raining, I might pop you down to the secret garden quick, and maybe we will go take a look at the hollyhocks at the end of the driveway, because they're just gorgeous right now. Still not going to go over to the market garden because the kids and I were just over there, and you know, the corn's yay high, the potatoes are coming, and the melons and peppers and such are still small, so it's not that exciting over there yet. We will take a peek over here. All right, the asparagus patch that I still have not removed, it's forever there. Yeah, you can, I mean, it's obvious where I've run the tiller, and then I've hand hoed between stuff where the tiller wouldn't fit. And obviously it's obvious what I did not get to. We've had a pretty busy week. We had to catch the heifers because we are preparing to breed them. They're going to do AI, so we had to give them some drugs to start bringing them into heat. So that was busy. I've been doing lots of going and playing with Mr. Scout where he's at in training, and just, you know, lots of stuff going on as usual. The lilies are looking really nice. This color I am going to probably pull up and transplant down to the secret garden. There was a solid orange one over here that I took down there, which I will show you later. But I love the pinks and the white. I'm okay with this orange. Maybe in the future I'll take it, but for now it's not offensive to me because of all the brown. These hollyhocks look great. You can see they get, one, a rust, and two, they kind of get chewed on a little bit. That doesn't bother me. I've never tried to treat them for it. It's just a thing with the hollyhocks. Just like if you grow bee balm, that's pretty susceptible to a powdery mildew. A lot of people don't like that. I'm just kind of like, whatever, if I'm going to grow it, that's what it's going to do. The hostas are starting to bloom, and my anise hyssop is working on putting out blooms. These will get, you know, that tall. I love them. The bees love them. They're beautiful. They're prolific. They're easy to take care of, and they're easy to pull if they self-seed somewhere you don't want them. So I can't get enough of those, really, in my mind. But yes, the hostas are starting to flower. My clematis is flowering again. The echinacea is flowering kind of all over. This is a milkweed. I think this is a swamp milkweed. It's going to be flowering soon. I have some bachelor buttons down here that self-seeded from this tub last year where I had them planted. My little climbing rose is throwing out some beautiful flowers. I would love it to grow along the fence, but what ends up happening is every winter a bunny comes through and nips it off towards the base. So then it has to restart. Maybe eventually the bunny will leave it alone, but thus far I have not actually been able to really get it to climb anywhere. More echinacea. Dan's corn is starting to tassel. My walking onions. I took a bunch of the top bulbils off. I don't know how to say it. Bulbule, I don't know. But it puts bulbs on the top, okay? And it will tip over because it's heavy, and it will either replant itself there if you leave it, or you can pinch that off and plant them in clumps or individually, and they will all grow. Mine were planted a little better than that, but it looks like one of the garden critters came and stirred them up. I'm not too worried about it. They'll go from where they're at. I want basically the whole backside of these two Vajigga garden beds to be my Egyptian walking onion space. And you can eat the tops, you can eat the greens like a green onion, and you can eat the bulbs that they form underground as well. So it's a great onion to have. I hear the children in the house fighting. My radishes have all bolted. That's fine. They will produce these little seed pods, and these are edible, and they taste like radish. Delicious. So if you have trouble with your radishes, just let them do that, and then you can kind of still get a taste of radish. The tomatillos are starting to produce. Those will get pretty big, and obviously it'll be a while before anything is ready in there. Here I have a couple sweet peppers and a couple cayenne peppers. My sad little patch of green beans. All my dahlias that I will be selling as they bloom. I'm just going to take a picture of the bloom when they open and list each one individually so people can see, you know, what it is, what they're getting. My roses are doing really good. They actually had probably double the amount of blooms on them a couple days ago, but they've been falling off, and I come through and I pinch the ones when they're done. But they're just beautiful. I would have 20 of this type of rose bush if I could. Still need to prop it up. It's on my to-do list. Garlic is doing good. Ryder helped me weed it a lot, so there is about 1.5 rows that need to be finished being weeded. And then we've been eating lots of garlic scapes. As you can see, some of these are getting pretty big, which is fine. Even when it goes into opening, you can still eat it if you want. It's just a lot of this gets hard. They're like asparagus. You know, it's not really, once it gets woody, you don't want it, but I can snap it and we can just still eat this top part. So that's good. And I think I'm gonna make some compound butter and like pesto from scapes and like a garlic scape salt this year also, so that will be fun. My snapdragon down here, he's about at the end of his bloom, but he was going. We got the yarrow, another type of hollyhock. This is my first yellow one I've had. I planted him last year. My white echinaceas blooming. More hollyhocks. I love them. I would have a field of hollyhocks, even with how kind of unattractive the leaves get with all the problems they have. And this is the powdery mildew I was saying that the bee balm gets. Again, it's not the most attractive thing, but whatever. Dill that I should harvest. Lots of little herbs. It's a very nice little spot. I finally weeded around my broccoli and cauliflower, and I found a random sunflower growing over here, and I'm just going to leave him. He's going to suck nutrients from that plant, but oh well, it'll be cute to have a sunflower there. More lilies. These ones tipped pretty far trying to get sun, but that's okay. More lilies, more lilies, more lilies. The poppies have been going. They're beautiful, but they're such a short-lived flower. You know, you get a day or two out of the bloom and then they're done. So that's about the only bummer. See, that one back there is really pretty, and I've had several like pink ones and purple ones up here. Very, very pretty. But then the little seed heads are cool as well. Toothache plant is doing great. I'll see if I can sneak in here with only stepping on weeds. See, that is what the toothache plant looks like. That's pretty cool. There is my borage. I have this locia down here. There's a red one back there, and a yellow one, and another red one. I don't know if you can see that far away on the camera. I was expecting those to get quite a bit bigger instead of like 3-4 inches, but that's okay. My little zucchini, my extra flower patch. Tomatoes are all doing great. Big and beautiful and prolific. It should be a very good tomato year for me if it keeps going as it is. All my different dahlias are starting to open. I love my dahlias. The ranunculus are about done. They don't like hot weather, and once they bloom, they kind of die back quickly. But I had some beautiful reds and the stripy pinks And some yellows, obviously. This one never really opened all the way, which I'm sad because I think that would have been a beautiful color. But I'll do the same thing. I'll end up, once they fully die back, I'll pull those out and then put them in storage and save them. And then this half of the bed will be empty. I'll have to figure out what I want to put in here for the rest of the year. Those are all glads, but I need to figure out what I want to put here because the glads will stay in until fall. So I don't want half of the bed empty until fall. I can't decide if I want to do veg or if I want to go buy some annual flowers to stick in there, or even a perennial flower that I can just transplant somewhere else in the ground come fall. I don't know. What do you guys think I should put in that half of that bed? More dahlias peeking up. I'm gonna have lots and lots and lots and lots of dahlias soon. My grow tower, which I love, but it's like a love-hate relationship because I'm terrible about watering it. You'd think that I'd have a problem with the pots, but they don't seem to dry out as quick. This darn thing dries out so quick. It's just, everything gets sad and neglected looking because I just, it's not for me. My little corner, I've got obviously weeding to do, but there's a couple zinnias, cosmos, and sunflowers tucked in here. This sunflower tipped over, so I will try to stand him up and tie him to the fence. Hopefully he will not break. And then still have my manure pile that I need to finish dealing with, and my okra. Something keeps coming through and nipping them towards the bottom, not completely, but to where they knock over and get really sad, and I think they're gonna die. But I've kind of brought them back, I think, because we got a new leaf on this one. This one looks like it's gonna put off a new leaf, and this one also looks like it's going to put off a new leaf. So hopefully they survive. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I have to figure out something in future years if I need to wrap them in a tin foil around the base or something, because it's happened every year. Something attacks my okra, which is not my favorite. But yeah, that's how this garden is doing right now. It's beautiful. Here's one of my shooting star dahlias. He's got lots of little sugar ants in there, but pretty anyways. So we will go see what you can see in the secret garden very quickly. Alright, there is really not much to show down here in the secret garden other than these are the orange lilies that I was saying I brought down here just because I do not like this color up in my main garden. It's just oranges, reds, yellows have never been my favorite color for anything, so that's just not the color tone you're coming into, Max, that I would like in there. Boys, you know you're too big to be in this garden. So clearly I need to bring the weed whacker through in here and work on the pathways. That has not been on the priority list. When I've been weed whacking, it's been weeds around the house. So haven't gotten down here with it yet. The kids and I have spread some more mulch and sawdust, so we are working on covering, compost, all that yuckiness, working on spreading it out more. This is the section I think I'm going to end up putting my asparagus in. Originally I wanted to do berries here, but I think this will be a better spot for my asparagus, so I need to weed that entire bed, which is mostly nettles, and then I can work on bringing my asparagus down here. Just have not gotten that far. The rest of this is basically just all weeds. Over there in that little dip is the strawberry patch. We have gotten a few strawberries from it, but the main problem is the strawberry plants are really old, so I think I just need to restart on those. Rhubarb, I could probably harvest some rhubarb from. I just haven't really felt like it. The peony down here is done. It's a hot mess. We will go look at the hollyhocks. We'll go look at something pretty. So here are my hollyhocks down at the end of the driveway. They are absolutely stunning in several different colors. As you can see, the rust is starting to take over. That's okay. I still think they're pretty. We'll go look at the other side. There's not as many over here. Got some yarrow and echinacea. Lots of bee balm. Usually the bee balm out here doesn't get the powdery mildew, but we've had so much rain, it's deciding to do that. More yarrow. I love that color hollyhock. He's pretty. And my lilies, which normally would be a hot target for deer and bunnies, so far are doing just fine out here, surrounded by the bee balm and anise hyssop. So that really does seem to work. Plant your desirables by smelly stuff. And obviously the deer have a lot of other food here, but they do sneak in if we leave the gate open and nibble on my fruit trees. A little bit of mullein growing in here. It's looking pretty good.